She gave the gift of life, no strings attached. But when the world cheered Selena Gomez's wedding day, where was Francia Raisa? Cold rumors swirled. Was she banned? Did Selena use her for a kidney and then push her aside? In that silence, the whispers grew louder. This is more than celebrity drama. It's a story of friendship, sacrifice, expectation, disappointment, and how one of Hollywood's most selfless acts could spark a storm of gossip and heartbreak. Stick with me. Because by the end of this, you'll see there's more truth behind the headlines than tabloid takes. You'll understand the weight of giving a kidney, the complexity of public friendships, and the pain behind being left uninvited. So stay, watch every twist, feel every betrayal, and decide for yourself what really happened. The tale behind the headlines. In 2017, the world watched as Selena Gomez revealed she had undergone a life-saving kidney transplant. The donor? Her then friend, actress Francia Raisa. It was a moment of triumph, gratitude, and unity. Selena declared that Raisa had given her the ultimate gift and sacrifice. The public swooned. The bond seemed unbreakable. But fast forward to 2025. Selena Gomez married Benny Blanco in a private Santa Barbara ceremony. Pictures flooded in: Taylor Swift, Ed Sheeran, Martin Short. But one face was conspicuously absent: Francia Raisa's. Rumors exploded. Did Selena banish her kidney donor from the wedding? Did she use Raisa and then discard her? In recent interviews, Raisa has responded, she's dismissed many rumors and reaffirmed gratitude, but the questions remain. What truly happened behind closed doors? Was their friendship fractured by fame, expectation, and silence? This script will walk you through their shared history, the kidney donation's emotional cost, the growing distance, the wedding snub controversy, and the unpredictable path of forgiveness and privacy. Let's peel back the layers. Roots of a friendship. Before the kidney, there was connection. Long before headlines, Selena and Francia crossed paths in the world of acting and shared struggles in adolescence, fame, and identity. They built a bond, steeped in loyalty, laughter, and the kind of closeness fans idolize. Raisa had her own dreams, her own roles, but the narrative often folded her story into Selena's. Yet within that, their friendship had real moments: birthdays, support, tough seasons, and silence. They weren't always in lockstep, but there was always that thread: care. When Selena's lupus flared, when her body weakened, that connection was put to the ultimate test. But nobody expected what came next. The donation that changed everything. In 2017, Selena's health reached crisis. Lupus, an autoimmune disease, was overwhelming her organs. The only option, a kidney transplant. One name emerged: Francia Raisa. She volunteered. She was a match. That decision was seismic. Not just for Selena's survival, but for their friendship, their identities, and their emotional futures. The media framed it as a heroic act. Selena called Raisa beautiful, sister, saver. Audiences cried. The world cheered. But in that heroism lay impossible weight. Silence fell around what happened behind hospital doors: fear, recovery, physical pain, emotional strain. Each woman carried scars, not just in flesh but in heart. Over the years, Selena publicly thanked Raisa repeatedly. But always on Selena's terms. The narratives often glossed over what Raisa felt, how her life changed, and whether gratitude alone is enough to heal what stretches thin under spotlight. The distance grows. Friendships evolve. When one person becomes a global icon and the other remains in orbit of that light, dynamics shift. Over time, Raisa spoke of how their relationship had zigzags. That sometimes they drifted apart, then found their way back. That they never really had beef, but things changed. Raisa once said, "We've never really had beef, nothing happened, and if you ask either of us, we don't know what happened, but we needed that time apart." In 2023, Gomez posted tribute messages. Raisa attended her charitable benefits. But silent gaps remained. Around that time, Selena said publicly that Taylor Swift was her only friend in the industry, a statement that fueled speculation. Raisa reacted with a brief, "interesting" on social media, later deleted. Rumors emerged: did Raisa confront Selena over smoking post-surgery? Did she feel frustration or resentment? Did Selena's choices feel like betrayal to someone who gave her life itself? Yet Raisa consistently pushed back. She wasn't aware of those rumors. She insisted she'd never said she was mad. She called the rumors nonsense spread by media. The silence between them was mysterious. To outsiders, it looked like fracture. To them, perhaps it was survival. The wedding that sparked firestorms. On September 27, 2025, Selena Gomez married Benny Blanco in an intimate ceremony. The guest list included celebrities, friends, family, yet no public confirmation that Francia Raisa was invited. Fans noticed instantly. How could the woman who gave Selena a kidney not attend her wedding? Did Selena ban her? Did the snub signal deeper estrangement? In interviews after the wedding, Raisa addressed the rumors. She said she knew Selena was getting married and was happy for her. She emphasized that her act of donation was never transactional. From the beginning, the doctors told me, it's a donation. You're not going to call to say, what are you doing with my dollar, she said in a recent interview. She also dismissed claims that she was mad over Selena smoking after the transplant, saying she wasn't aware of those rumors. She claimed she's grateful to have helped save a life. She didn't need an invitation to feel validation. She didn't need public appearances to prove loyalty. But her tone suggested pain beneath the diplomacy. Whether Raisa was banned or simply uninvited remains unconfirmed. Media outlets describe it as a snub, and fans are divided. Some say Raisa deserves more acknowledgement. Others respect boundaries and privacy. What using her for a kidney really means. When people say someone used another to get a kidney, they imply betrayal, taking, discarding, using with no regard for emotional cost. That's a heavy accusation. Francia Raisa has rejected that narrative. She has often said donating a kidney is a selfless act, not a contract. She's expressed that she never expected control or gratitude forever. It's a donation and it's something nice I was able to do. Still, some observers argue that gratitude culture remains unfair. Donors give their bodies, but are sometimes expected to maintain relationships, receive recognition, and endure ongoing public scrutiny. When the spotlight dims, the quiet absence is magnified. Could Raisa legitimately feel used, even if she never intended to? Could their friendship, fraught with silence and media narratives, feel transactional over time? These are questions the public tends to oversimplify, yet behind them lies real emotional complexity. Faces behind the silence. In her recent speaking engagements, Raisa has been calm, poised, measured. She says neither she nor Selena are publicly discussing everything now. But she hints, maybe someday they will. She's requested that rumors be understood as rumors. Right now what you are asking me is nonsense, there are too many rumors, Raisa said in one interview addressing alleged confrontations over smoking. Still, Raisa also shares how the donation affected her. Scars across her abdomen, memories of recovery, emotional depression post-transplant when she felt the physical difference more intensely than Selena. The weight of giving is often lonely. She says the role of donor doesn't demand entitlement or ledgers. But she also acknowledges that sometimes people expect gratitude. She argues donation should be unconditional, without strings. Her tone is neither bitter nor forgiving. It is quiet dignity. And the public, watching the negotiation between love and expectation, is left guessing which side silence favors. When gratitude turns into expectation. The truth about kindness in the spotlight is that it doesn't always stay pure. The world loves a good act of sacrifice, but it also loves to watch it unravel. When Selena Gomez revealed that Francia Raisa had donated her kidney, the world labeled Raisa a hero. Overnight, she was the girl who saved Selena. But that kind of praise has a price. Suddenly, everything she did, or didn't do, was tied to that one act. Every time Selena celebrated success, or faced backlash, Raisa's name appeared again. People began asking, are they still friends? Did she get invited to this? Does Selena still talk to her? It became less about Selena's recovery and more about how much gratitude she owed. That's where expectations begin to eat away at genuine friendship. Because when a friendship turns into a story for public consumption, every silence becomes suspicious, every distance becomes betrayal. And that's exactly what happened to these two. Raisa's act was selfless, but the world turned it into a transaction. Selena's side of the story. Selena Gomez has not said much publicly about the rumored rift. Her comments have always been brief, careful, and sometimes poetic in tone. She's described her life post-transplant as one of rebirth. She said she's forever grateful to the woman who saved her. But she's also a human being, not just a patient forever in someone's debt. To understand Selena's side, you need to look at her journey since 2017. Her life became a revolving cycle of scrutiny, health battles, mental health discussions, documentaries, and finally, a sense of peace. When she released My Mind and Me, her documentary, fans expected Raisa to appear. She didn't. That absence was enough to ignite new waves of gossip. Then came the 2022 interview, the one that reignited the feud rumors. Selena told Rolling Stone that Taylor Swift was her only friend in the industry. It was likely an innocent comment, not a direct jab. But the internet doesn't deal in subtlety. Francia Raisa's response, a single word, interesting, was all it took to reignite years of dormant tension. Selena later clarified that she meant within the music industry, not her entire circle. She said she would never, ever intend to hurt anyone. But by then, the damage was done. Every media outlet ran headlines suggesting war. Behind the scenes, those who know Selena describe her as fiercely private, loyal, and sometimes protective to the point of isolation. For her, the kidney wasn't a debt. It was love, and she likely believed gratitude doesn't have to be publicized forever. So, if she didn't invite Raisa to her wedding, was it betrayal, or simply a reflection of new boundaries in an adult life that has changed dramatically? The wedding rumor that ignited the internet. In September 2025, Selena's wedding to Benny Blanco was beautiful, intimate, and closed off from the noise of Hollywood. But when the photos dropped, Taylor Swift standing beside her, old Disney friends smiling, one face was missing. Francia Raisa's. Fans noticed instantly. Comments filled every post, "Where's the kidney donor?" Memes started appearing. Tabloid headlines asked, "Was Francia banned?" Then came the speculation, wild, endless, and sometimes cruel. Some said Selena was ungrateful. Others said Raisa was playing victim. But both women stayed mostly silent. Raisa, when approached by paparazzi, stayed poised. "I knew about it, and I'm happy for her," she said. "I've never been mad. I wish her the best." She smiled, waved, and walked away. That moment showed restraint, grace under public judgment. Because no matter what she felt, she wasn't going to let the world weaponize her pain. Still, fans couldn't help feeling something deeper beneath that calm. Because kindness doesn't erase absence. Gratitude doesn't undo silence. And silence, especially between people once inseparable, speaks volumes. The internet's split verdict. When the story broke, social media divided into two camps. One side defended Selena fiercely, "She doesn't owe anyone her wedding invite. Friendships change. It's her life, not a charity." The other side saw Raisa as the unsung hero, "She gave her a kidney. That's not just any friend. Selena used her and moved on." How can you celebrate your new life without the person who gave it to you? But this isn't a war. It's a mirror. It reflects how the public consumes celebrity stories, not as real lives, but as narratives with heroes and villains. In truth, both women are victims of fame's distortion. Selena, of being cast as ungrateful. Francia, of being trapped in the shadow of her own generosity. And through that, both have been dehumanized by the very people who once called them inspiring. When Francia Raisa walked into that hospital in 2017, she didn't know she was about to change her life, and someone else's, forever. She didn't do it for fame. She didn't do it for credit. She did it for love. And when Selena Gomez woke up after surgery, she didn't know that gratitude would one day become gossip. She didn't expect that one act of kindness would become an eternal headline. Both women, in their own way, gave each other something priceless: life, compassion, perspective. And maybe that's the real ending here. Not betrayal, not bitterness, not banishment. Just two people growing up, moving on, and carrying a bond that the world can't fully understand. So before you hit post, before you judge who's right or wrong, remember this: sometimes stories like these aren't about who's invited or who's ungrateful. they're about what it costs to be human in public. If you found truth in this story, share it, not as gossip, but as a reminder that kindness isn't a contract, and gratitude doesn't have to be forever visible. Because friendship, like healing, is rarely perfect. But it's always real.